March Madness not just confined to watching the games. A lot of time people take their excitement to work and they fill out, you know, the brackets, the office pools, all that stuff. So an attorney in Portland did a little research on how the pools can affect worker productivity. So we have Alex Wheatley with Fisher Phillips joining us in studio.
Hi.
It's funny, you did this research, but you actually do take part in the brackets, which I love.
I have taken part in brackets, usually mostly social, not work organized brackets for myself.
Time out, Mr. Attorney. Are you telling me you have never filled out a bracket in the workplace, sir?
No, I cannot say that. I cannot say that,
just
I won't
plead
try
the fifth.
to.
Just don't even
I
answer.
plead the fifth.
Well, let's talk about how pools affect work and productivity in general.
Sure. I mean, they can be a huge hit on productivity. I mean, there's estimates that $2 billion cost by employees participating in workplace brackets. You know, in the ESPN app for the brackets often had the boss button right there that shows you everyone was cognizant of the fact that it was something that was very popular to be done at work as well. But on the flip side, you know, there is quite a bit of team building and that sort of thing that can go along with having these brackets at work. Something like 90% of employees have said that it builds camaraderie, and 3/4 have said that it actually makes them more excited to go to work. So,
So I'm curious, do you know when they do these studies, it costs what was the figure, $2 billion in lost productivity? Is that based on minutes, or are they saying that workers actually missed the deadline of getting work done?
It can be a little bit of both, obviously. You know, from an employer standpoint, probably having hourly type workers distracted by their brackets or by the games or calling in sick and those sorts of things can be a huge problem. The salaried workers, usually it's more the actually getting the work done. But for hourly workers, if they're on the clock and yet watching their brackets, that can be problematic.
So do you think employers, on the flip side, should kind of help facilitate, maybe set aside a little time so that it's not taking away from productivity? Is there like a happy medium compromise?
Good ideas, Ashley.
I'm just thinking, it might work.
She's going to organize one here, I think. So no, I think that's exactly right. I think a lot of employers have come over to the idea that if you can't beat them, join them, right? And so trying to avoid the bigger risks of having a lot of cash or buy-ins, actual gambling. And so what a lot of employers are doing instead is having office brackets with some sort of non-cash prize that the employer is providing.
You can't do the cash thing. I think we do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically speaking, am I breaking the law in some states by having a gambling function at work?
Technically speaking, in most states, you're breaking a federal law if you have, especially if the employer is organizing a for-cash gambling operation.
Alex, I did not just admit to doing that.
No, you're fine. You pled the fifth as well.
I've never done it. Is perjury against the law?
I've never done it. Well, we have a couple officers in the studio, so now I'm afraid we're going to be taken out in handcuffs. All right, Alex Wheatley with Fisher Phillips. Thank you so much for the information.